here with Carlene Firmin, who was a tremendous worker at ROTA, both as a volunteer, I think you started as, and then became famous in her own right for writing some extraordinary documents about girls and violence and gangs. And we wanted to just ask her some questions about her work, but also about her time with ROTA.
ROTA was the first place I went to once I graduated from university. I had a brief stint at The Guardian and then decided I wanted to work in a social justice organisation. So I actually applied to so many at the time for administration work, animal welfare charities, a premature baby charity, and ROTA was the race equality charity, and had the interview for the administrator post. And there was even a tussle to get there because it was booked on a date I was already going to be abroad, and I think the chief executive at the time, Dinah, who went on to be my first mentor, thought, oh, well, if you're on holiday, tough, you can't interview. But then the interview was still available later, so I did that and was recruited at the administrator post. And then, as you said, I volunteered at the same time doing the first piece of work around knife carrying as a volunteer while I was an administrator. And I guess one of the many things I loved about ROTA was that no matter what your role was in the organisation, you could be involved in the whole range of things. So I was the administrator and that was a full-time job, but I could still volunteer and was encouraged to volunteer to develop my policy skills. And being at ROTA was my first introduction to policy. I didn't know what policy was until I started there. I had no idea that it impacted our lives the way that it did. Because my degree was in philosophy. And so being there and getting a sense of what policy actually was, and there were all of these policy documents along the back wall, and I just pulled off on my lunch break and read them and think, this is really interesting. And that was kind of my introduction into the world of policy and influencing as an administrator. So I always, when I mentor other young people now, say, just get your foot in the door, become an administrator, particularly in a small organisation, learn how things work. Because that was my introduction and it's done me kind of the world of good throughout the rest of my career.
So since your research on female voice and violence, which we'll talk about a little bit later, and being the founder of Misunderstood Partnership, how do you believe your research has impacted policy changes in the community?
Wow, I mean, I've been really fortunate, I think, to have been supported to develop research ahead of its time almost. So when the stuff on girls was emerging out of the work we were doing on weapon carrying, Dinah was very supportive in just letting me develop this research into girls affected by gangs, because young women had come forward and spoken to us. She could have just said, no, that's a bit too much, you're going a bit far, or let's keep within these agreed parameters, but she didn't, and that meant I could then develop the work. And so I've been quite fortunate to be able to study things and explore things that aren't in the public domain yet, and then have published things at times when there have been opportunities to influence policy. So when we published the work on girls and gangs, there was a new mayor starting just as we were starting the work, and so there were people asking, what's the next policy thing, what do we need to talk about? So that gave me an avenue to present the work that we were developing here to the Mayor of London, and then because the Mayor of London took it on, then national policymakers were interested. So I'd like to say it's all me, and that's why all the work was really fantastic. But actually, A, it was a team effort always, and B, there were timing issues that were actually quite fortunate for us quite a lot of the time, which meant that the reports we were publishing were getting leverage and getting to the right people. So because of that, it meant that female voice and violence has changed the funding landscape for sure in terms of gang-associated young women. When I started and I was looking for young women to interview, I was told outright that there weren't any.
Really?
When I was going to services. We don't have young women affected by gangs in youth offending teams. We don't have young women affected by gangs in our school or in our refuge. So I had to do a lot of general presentations to whole school assemblies, to groups of young women in youth offending, and then offer to come back and speak to them should they want to talk to me, because the people that were running those services had no idea who was gang associated.
So the focus was all on the men, and nobody really understood the ecology of gangs, which they didn't do until you came along and
absolutely.
wrote this.
My little report. Oh gosh, yeah. And I mean, the stuff that young women were saying in this was just incredible. And I'll always feel really privileged to have had the time to listen to what they had to say, because their voices hadn't been heard before, and that was what was really important about female voice and violence, was the voices. We weren't counting numbers of girls, we weren't trying to kind of profile it, we were trying to give a voice to that experience, and I think that's what we did. And I guess one of my proudest moments in that was when some of the quotes in this report ended up in a government policy document, because it was these quotes were used to justify them putting £1.2 million in for specific services for this group of young women. So then you really feel like you can track where you started and where you got to, and I feel very fortunate to be able to do that, because a lot of people do a lot of work in policy and they have a lot of impact, but they can't always so obviously track what they started doing and the difference that it's made. So that's been great for me.
So I think in 2011 you were awarded the MBE for your services to girls and women's issues, and you were the youngest black woman ever to have had that honour, I'm told.
I was at the time. I think Nicola Adams is beating me now.
She probably has,
yeah,
absolutely.
And a few others. Yeah, the MBE, which I thought was a joke when I got the letter in the post. I googled spam letters MBE to see if there was a joke going round or a hoax going round, but then I realised it wasn't, and it was a real thing. And that was great for the issue, you know, because for the issue to have that level of recognition was important, and part of that step change in national policy, international policy discussions, because it was discussed at the UN and locally in terms of the funding of services for girls and women.
I want to finish up with a more sort of general question about race equality and race relations and where you think we are in this country. As a black woman, you know, you've lived through the last 20 years, and I think some people who probably don't know better think that things are getting better, but do you think they are? Or?
I think we're at a really challenging time in terms of race equality. I think there are definitely things that have improved in terms of how black and minority ethnic people will experience living in London or living in the UK. But I don't think we can ignore things like Brexit and the impact that it's had on the lives of people, the lived experience of people walking along the streets. We still have persistent challenges with the access that young black men have to education, with the kind of intersection of racism and sexism that young women experience when they experience harassment and other forms of sexual violence. We know that the black and minority ethnic women's sector in particular has been decimated, and so there are huge structural challenges that we face, and personal ones in terms of our interactions with our neighbours and kind of the landscape and the ebb and flow of racism is a frustration, to put it mildly. But I think to say that nothing's changed would be a disservice to organisations like Race and the Agenda and others who work in the sector, who have made real strides in improving certain parts of the policy or service landscape in the UK. But there is much more to do.
Continuing struggle.
Absolutely, yeah.
The last question is really, if you had one or two words to describe your time at ROTA, what would they be?
Formative and fundamental.
Formative and fundamental.
To my career, I'd say. Yeah.
Thank you.